Clarity of goal. I love a good clear goal, me. I've got mine in place. Right. Here we go then. Coach Helen for You Fit Studio. That would be me. And this would be the studio right here. Just on my top right here. There you. Okay. So clarity of goals. So again, I planned this probably beginning of February, this live. So it says that I didn't have any insight for what would be happening. However, what's happened over the last 7 days when I've been talking to clients is really interesting because there's a roadmap. That means that quite a few people now have a clearer understanding of when they'd like to be doing things in the next few months and can imagine where things might be about to change for them or can visualize them doing something different. Hi, Layla. Hey, Layla. Oh, I can't wait to do that in person, Layla. It says coming soon. Exactly right, having a goal. Singing at Layla face to face. We will have goals. Right. So the thing is what's interesting now and what is good for you if you're in this situation and you're thinking about what is my goals now that I know I can see some kind of idea in my head about what's going to be happening over a few months and visualize what I might be doing and when. What are my goals? What do I want to do by that point? And it's clarity. Clarity is paramount. I've actually written that down. It's paramount to staying on track. It's not being about ambiguous. Being ambiguous, kind of, what have I written words that I can't even pronounce or spell? You have to have a purpose. So being ambiguous about your goal can really make a huge difference to success or challenge, shall we say. Hi, Isabel. So having clarity is paramount, right? Paramount. Clarity around your goal is paramount. Leaving those things in a grey area will often mean that you may end up challenged later down the line. There's no result that's just about sheer luck. I'm going to make that clear. Okay, if you talk to anybody who's had a set a goal, achieved it swimmingly, shall we say, they absolutely did not do it through just luck. Okay, it wasn't just a coincidence. It wouldn't be because it just landed on them. It'd be because they actually had a very clear structure about what they wanted and potentially why. Because goals and clarity go hand in hand. If you think about a time, right? If you ever think about a time where you've not managed to succeed in a goal you may have placed, I can probably guarantee you that a lot of the reasons why it wasn't successful, if you really reflect on it, even just in the few moments now, you'll know that something wasn't specific enough in that goal or wasn't close enough to, what should we say, an emotional driver, shall we say, for that to be a success. And we could apply that to health and fitness or career, relationships, anything, right? Any part of life. If you've never achieved something, you set a goal and you didn't achieve it, there would have been a lack of clarity around it and potentially not a driving emotional force either. Both of those are really important. But sometimes as well, if just talking about anything right now, I'm not talking about weight goals, but definitely I would see this, that sometimes there's a fear about setting huge goals, right? What we perceive to be huge goals, even though it's something we really, really want. So there's some part of us that also wants to leave things a bit ambiguous because there's a fear that we won't actually achieve them anyway. So subconsciously, it's interesting, getting deep, right? Subconsciously, you may find that actually you fear even getting that into place with clarity because you don't actually believe that it's achievable in some sense because it is too big, right? This is what I've got a quote from the man, the legend, Tony Robbins. I can pretend it's mine, but that would be really wrong, so I'm not. Tony Robbins says, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. That deserved eyebrows. I can't even do them. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible, right? So if you're very grey, wishy-washy about your goal, right, setting it and actually being clear on what it is the first step to be able to visualise what you need to do to get from A to B. And often we actually avoid doing that. We might have a vague goal. Like, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes a vague goal I hear will be, size 10 by the summer. when is the summer even? I'd be like, when is summer? That would be the first question. So is there a date for that? How do you know you're size 10 now? What is it about size 10? What size are you now? How are you know you're going to achieve it? All those questions become very important, right? However, you may, and if previously I've done it myself, gone, oh, I just want to be size 10. Vague. Not very clear. Oh, I'm a size 16 now, I want to be size 8. Or, no, wait, that's way too out of my, that's just huge and scary. There's no way I could ever be a size 8. Is it? Is it impossible? No. Actually, if it's scary though, will that stop you putting the steps into place? Yes. Right. So how do you make goals effective? Right. Goals should have a, I love this, I've written this. You should have a yes quality. Right. You should have a yes quality about your goal. Now, what do I mean by yes quality? I mean, there's something about it that fires your passion. I want to be a size 10 by summer doesn't really fire nobody's passion. I was about to try and be vague about that myself. In my experience, genuinely speaking, nobody's really passionate about that. Not really. It doesn't give them the yes quality, right? Yes, I'm going to achieve that. Yes, right? That's what you're looking for. Because actually what you want to be able to do is say no to lots of other things. But the yes quality is the thing that will make you really grab onto something and keep going. Right, next point, to be effective on this, write down your intention. How are you going to get there? Goal setting is great unless setting a goal itself is fantastic, right? Not knowing how you're going to get there, challenging. Use that word again. So when you're making an intention, set yourself a roadmap. So, okay, I'll share my goal. I want to be, this is very specific, by the way, 63.9 kg or under by the 1st of May of this year, because I want to book, get this, cliff jumping. Yes, you heard me correctly. Cliff jumping in May. However, I need to fit into a wetsuit, of which I was that weight last time I wore it 18 months ago. Therefore, I need to, so what I've done is create steps. So to get into said item of clothing, wetsuit is clothing, I guess, I need to ensure I do 3 15-minute strength sessions. I need to go for a 20-minute run a day, and I need to be accountable for my food and my steps, including my run, right? Simple steps that I know that I need to do to get to a goal, and I've got an end date, and I've got an item of something that ties me to an event that I really want to do. So when it comes down to it, I'm going to, yes, I want to jump off a cliff. When I say that out loud, I'm not sure I'd be saying yes to it, but that is genuinely actually my goal. And actually the whole coaching team have not similar goals, because some of them are the same, will have goals of their own with specific end dates, with steps in between them, again, because we're no different to clients. So it's important that you firstly get some intentions. So what do I intend to do? What's at the end of this? How will I know I've achieved it? What's the result? What's the reward? Even be clear about the steps you need to do. Because if you say, I just want to be, if I just said I want to be 64 kg roughly by the 1st of May, end statement. I mean, I don't know what you get across on video from that, but I don't get much from myself. I don't get like a, yes, I want to jump off a cliff. Again, sounds crazy. But this is what you have to ask yourself. Does it give you, again, important, set the intentions and give yourself a yes quality about it. Make it something that does actually fight. There's a term for it. Puts a fire under your behind, we'll say, putting it politely, without swearing, right? Don't be afraid, right, to write down daily how you intend to get there. A daily reminder can be super powerful. Because I've just said that's my goal, right? I've got to be mindful of that, the steps, every single day. And that can be challenging, right? The thing is, there has to be a reminder. Now, what I do with some clients is say, okay, so make some things a non-negotiable for the day. If you know this is a non-negotiable, it's a step towards your goal, and you've got a goal date in mind, you've got something attached to it, what is your reminder of the day? How are you going to remind yourself to do this? Again, a lot of people shy away from writing it down or putting it into the world or making it a real thing by writing it down, because then somehow they feel like they're committing to something. Well, you are, actually. But who's making you accountable for that? Yourself, yes. Or your coach, if you write to a coach and say, actually, what I'm going to do today, Helen, I'm intending to do this because I need to get to my goal date of this. So this is what I'm going to do today. Jobs are good. That's what I'm here for, right? But putting down that daily clarity, a lot of us, again, will shy away from, because maybe part of us, again, it's like, this is too huge a goal, I'm not going to get there, I'm scared of making it real. Make it real, right? The thing about daily clarity as well, it also shows movement when you're actually moving. Now, I'll share with you a conversation I had with a client not only 5 days ago, right? Where, very similar, this client said, I want to get to a size 12. I want to get to a size 12. What did you say? By, I think it was September. It was size 12 by September. I was like, knowing I was doing the live in a few days as well. So I've already just planned this live recently, so I know some of these words. Wish I quoted Tony Robbins. I didn't. That would have been great if I had been able to. However, actually, one of the things was to create that yes quality was to draw out actually what it was. So asking the questions of yourself, or having a coach such as a team to actually draw out, well, what about it? What about that size? Why that size? Oh, I've actually got a wedding that's been delayed for about 3-4 years that I'm going to. It's a close relative. Oh, okay, fantastic. Who's going to be there? Or all my close relatives have not seen me for ages. Okay, how do you want to feel? Oh, I want to feel amazing. I want to feel good. I want to feel confident. I want to feel like I've had a great years, and they've not seen me for a long time. It's all the relatives going, because it's going to be end of the year, so everyone will be there. So, oh, great, okay. So what are you wearing? Oh, I don't know yet. I've not bought it. Okay, first goal. Buy the outfit. It's fear. It's fear. I'm a size 16 right now. I was like, okay. When are you gonna get the item? Like the week before, the month before? Are you gonna do it now? Are you actually gonna face that again? Having that fear of setting a huge goal can stop you doing everything at all, right? So sometimes you've got to not be afraid to shoot high, because then what's going to happen? A bit like me with the wetsuit, because I already bought it, so I can't really do much about that. What's going to happen is that client's going to buy an outfit. Then that client's going to have a reason to go, yes, right? Because she set something into play, because she can visualize herself then in that dress. She can visualize herself in the moment feeling good about herself. She can visualize herself with the whole outfit all put together, right? She can visualize that because she's going to make it real, because she can set her intention, and then she can set actions into place so that she can see and feel and know how that's going to feel at the end. So often, sometimes you've got to put that extra little bit. Now, you could have translated it as pressure, understandably, but actually, I'm going to say this: pressure or purpose. If you have something to be accountable to, like a coach, and you have an item of clothing that isn't going to change, a coach might change their approach and their level of accountability. That outfit, that wetsuit, regrettably, it's not going to change shape or size, right? It's going to be there waiting for that said moment. And how you feel in that moment, and what you want to remember about that moment, will either be me thinking, Jesus Christ, I should have bought a larger size, which is not going to happen. I'm not going to allow that to happen. Could be, though, if I didn't do anything about it. Don't feel good, not enjoying the moment. I'm not enjoying the moment because I'm thinking about how tight this wetsuit is and how I could have done something about this in March. Same thing with said client. That isn't unusual either. Or even for someone who is a bride, right? I've had that recently as well. Someone who's going to be a bride, having the same conversation, right? Are they going to remember? Yes, they're going to have a beautiful day, don't get me wrong. Somewhere in there, are they going to still think, this is great, I would have felt better in the dress if, right? This is something that you've got to face that fear now, right? And deal with it and put some steps in place. Create an intention, write it down, make it clear, make it big if you have to. Don't be afraid, right? And then work backwards how you're going to get there, right? Clarity of goals, people, very important, okay? So, I don't know what that was a recap. Recap moment. Okay, to recap, clarity is paramount to staying on track. You cannot be ambiguous. Look at me, big words, still not spelt right. Ambiguous about what you're going to be aiming for, or what the purpose is of your health goal, right? You said size 10 in summer, too vague. Doesn't have any ring to it. No result, right? No result ever that anyone has ever got has just been blind luck. You look at anybody who's successful, any of our long-term clients, it isn't sheer luck that's got them to where they've got, or where they've managed to succeed in their goals. It isn't just pure accident. They didn't stumble across it, okay? They were very clear about what they wanted and why. Clarity and goals go hand in hand. Hand in hand, they go. Sometimes, if you think about a time where you've not achieved a goal, I can guarantee you were not specific enough about the reason why or possibly what you wanted, right? And again, fear of setting huge goals, right, that we really want can stop you actually setting them at all because you think it's so far out of your abilities. The only thing that's holding you back is the fear, right? Let's quote Big Man again. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. So if you think it's way above, like, you're too scared to do it, make it real, right? Put it out into the universe. Put it to your coach. Right here. How would you make goals effective? It's like, yes, quality. Yes, I want it. I don't want any vague kind of dress size in the future or a weight number that really means nothing at all, right? I want a yes. This makes me feel good, right? What is that? If you've got to dig for it, dig. Everyone will have one. They just might be too scared to say it, right? That's something as well. You find that a lot. Write down your intentions. How will you get it done, right? Be clear on what the steps are. Again, if someone says I want to be a size 10, so I'll be good with my food. Just going to do that. No, everybody listen to this. What's happened is stop now. I'm just like pausing for dramatic effect. It's unlikely, right? It's another ambiguous one. It's unlikely to happen. It's unlikely to come real if you're saying, look after my food and I'll be a size 10 in 4 months' time. No, set out your stages, set out your intentions, set out your steps of how you're going to do it. Don't be frightened to write down what you have to do each day, if that's what it takes. Don't be frightened to send it to your coach and say, Coach Helen, today, this is my intention. I've got to get this done today. Lots of my clients do. Lots of my clients send me daily, every day, what they're going to do, right? Every day, because they want to be clear about what I want to get to. Think about the thing about setting that daily shows movement as well. Even the act of doing it, even if you don't get the task done, right? Movement forward is actually setting yourself accountability, setting that in place each day. That is still winning, right? There you go, clarity of goals. So think about it. If you're in that place right now, you're like, now I know what's happening in the roadmap of the next 4 months. I've booked a holiday, or people have, or I've used weddings, right? Maybe you have actually got a wedding that is now actually going to happen, or is looking like it's going to more frequently. You're going to wait just to be sure, just in case something changes, or are you going to face the fear now and actually just set a goal in place that might seem frightening and overshooting, or I can't possibly ever do that? Well, yes, you can. If you set out your intentions, anything's possible. Right. Now, Wednesday, same theme this week to some degree. Starting before you're ready. Oh, that's a good one. And what does success look like? That's on Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday again, same thing. Same theme again this week, really, because I think there's a lot of this about on the horizon, just because we know what's happening. So starting before you're ready, like it's all of us really, because no one's ever ready. And what does success look like? So that's this week's lives, peoples. Anything you want to add, anything you want to pop in, feel free. Send me a direct message or comment on. Happy to get back to you. And in the meantime, I will catch you on Wednesday.